And I guess I'm not sure where it is. I got a lot of respect for Dennis Allen. I coached with him. I played with him at A&M, coached with him for 5 years at the Saints. He's a heck of a coach, very detail-oriented, tough-minded, and team plays that way. And there's a number of coaches on staff that I was with. I have a lot of respect for. I know how they work there. Mickey Loomis, the GM. Think highly, obviously, of him. And then certainly some of the players that are still there. And I know what they're made of. I know they're prideful guys. They're tough. They're a tough opponent in the Superdome, and they're going to be ready to go. So this is a big task for us. This is a big game, and there's going to be nothing easy about this. But we're excited about the opportunity, to be able to go there and put our best foot forward. So it's been a good week.
And staying with Red, what did being in New Orleans mean to you in your career? And is there a particular dish you want to have while you're down there to eat?
Yeah, somebody asked me that the other day. Shrimp gumbo is like my man down there. It's good as gold. But look, we had good years down there. Myself, AG, Alex was there, Teddy was there for a little bit. We won a lot of games under Coach Payton, and there's still a number of guys that were there that were a part of that. So it's listen, it was a winning organization. Still is, but my time there, things were run right, they were done right, and there was a winning attitude, winning atmosphere, and that's what it was all about. And it knows it's just special, and that's why it'll always be special. To be able to go back and play there makes it special.
You might get into this a little bit more when you played Denver, but can you just explain a little bit more about how it shaped you as a coach? Those years being there, what you learned from Sean, and being a part of that organization and the way they won.
Yeah, look, I think there's a number of things we do here that have come from there. My own thoughts, influences, as well as Brad, where he came from. And both places winning organizations. But it's what the thing that you always realize when you stepped in there with Mickey and Sean was, man, it was all about the team, and the team started with the GM and the head coach. That's where the team started, and there was never any divide. There was never any, this is our guy. We're the scouts. This is our guy. He needs to be playing. He needs to be this. And the coaches say, no, we don't trust this guy. Everybody was in the same boat. Same way with the draft. Same way with playing players. There was never a divide. It was our guy, and it was the way that we worked. And every resource in the building was to help the head coach and GM be the most successful they could be. So that, first and foremost, is the most important thing of any organization. And, Mrs. Benson, given the resources need to be to have success, it's just critically important. So that's where it always starts.
Yeah, Dan, what do you think you accomplished with the time off, sort of like a mini bye? And how do you feel like your team is set up now for the stretch run?
Well, certainly a little recovery. That's big. Just a little bit of rest and recovery when you have, 2 games in 5 days or 4 days. That goes a long way. Just having 3 days to kind of, shake some of that off. But it also gives you a minute to just kind of step back and really, like I mentioned, you get a chance because of that fact, 2 games in 5 days. You can go back and watch Chicago. You can go back and watch Green Bay and kind of gather your thoughts in a 2-game sequence. Just where can we really help and get a little bit better. So those go a long way on top of the fact now you're getting ready for this opponent.
And when you do that, do you anticipate personnel shuffling at all? Do you have extra time to figure things out since the last game?
Yeah, I would say you look at everything. I think it's you do step back and you say, all right, is there somebody we need to get a look at in this position, whether it be who's currently a backup for us, somebody that's been inactive, or our vet squad. We're constantly looking at that. You know, we tell those guys all the time, you earn your right to go out there and play, and don't ever think you're just out here being a show team. That's not what all this is. Yes, you're giving a look, but you're working your craft, and the better you get, the more you catch the eyes of everybody in this building, and then it makes you want to give them an opportunity to see what they've got. If it's showing up in practice, well, maybe it shows up in the game. So, you know, so
Some moves you want to make?
maybe.
You sense a different level of hunger from the guys. I mean, you know, look at the last two games. It's been humbling in a sense, probably for the guys just being in those tough environments, those tough games that you were. But do you sense a different level of hunger from the guys this week and being around, or like a different refocus, or what do you see from the guys going forward?
Yeah, well, I would say that I don't feel the hunger's been there. You know, I don't feel like that's dwindled away or drifted. That's been there, and I think if anything, we understand the areas of improvement where we must improve, and it's ball security. All right, and that's everybody. That's not. I'm not just talking about golf. I'm talking about. Now, there's a number of plays that we didn't fumble that those balls are just dying to come out of our hand. Like, we are not secure with the football. We got to get back to what we do and take care of it. And you know, there's a number of ways that you play the game and how we function. I mentioned this, receivers getting into routes that help with those things. But I feel like, look, they just came in here. We had meetings. We just finished a walkthrough. I like where they're at. You know, I feel like it's a team that's ready to go, ready to work. So, you know, I feel like we're where we've been. You know, we're good. We just eliminate some mistakes here.
Dan, if I'm with comments on Dennis Allen. You grew up a couple hours apart in Texas. He was wrapping up his Texas A&M career when you were starting there. I think he went right into grad assistant. So he's been around you a lot. Like, was there a level of influence that he's had on you as kind of a player and a young coach?
No, I think more than anything, not necessarily. Look, I've always respected him because of, man, when we played with it, you know, he played safety over there for our defense, started for us, which was not an easy task at A&M. When we had some pretty good defenders for a number of years out there, and he was always, you know, he's the quarterback, right? I mean, he was the quarterback of the defense, particularly the back end. So highly intelligent, smart, can anticipate, and as a coach, he's that way, you know. And so, if anything, you just take away the little nuances of how he goes about his business as a defensive coordinator and the way he coaches and his detail. You know, he's sound. It's smart. They play tough ball. You know, he's coached it all. He's lived in the secondary room, but he coached D-line for a number of years. When he was at New Orleans, he was assistant D-line coach. So he's got a hand in the whole defense. He understands how it all works. You know, from everything from the games on third down, the stunt games, to the pressures, the back end. So that's what makes him so good, I think, you know, one of the things. But he's done a great job. He really has. And this team does not make mistakes, all right? Opportunistic defense, and they're gonna try to make you mess it up.
Dan, if Alex is not able to go this week, what gives you and Aaron confidence that Jack, Malcolm, and Derek can step in and fill that role?
Well, number one, they've all played for us. You know, Jack's taken a number of reps, as Barnes. You know, Germ's played in this league. Rodrigo started for us most of the year last year. So I kind of mentioned this before. If there's an area where we have a significant amount of depth, it's in that room. So we have a ton of confidence. Anytime you lose a player like Alex, if that's the case, it's not easy, but we do feel good about that room, man. We think we're going to ask them to do what they do best, and I think they're going to do a good job for us this week.
Just staying with that, what do you do with Malcolm? Just, you know, he's played a lot of offense, obviously. Does he exclusively work on defense just because the numbers are this week, or how do you?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to take on a bigger load. You know, he plays a little bit on defense, and we're going to need him more on offense too. So we're going to stretch him out here a little bit, but he can handle it. He's got hands too. You saw that. He can flip his hips. He's tough. He's got leverage. He's smart. So it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
Seems like he's done pretty well. Assignment sound in that fullback role. We see Cabinda getting close on the side. What kind of competition is that, or does that become, or is it still Jason's job when he gets back?
Yeah, I think it's, as of right now, man, we're maximizing the roster. Cabinda's continuing to heal, and we're not forced into doing something we don't need to do just yet either, you know, so it's kind of the combination of those. But Rodrigo's doing a good job. We haven't lost sight of Cabinda. But in the moment, we're just letting this kid grow a little bit and see where he can go.